Good morning. Oh, I had a milk mustache. There's the feet. There's little Jack feet. I've had a freaking hectic last few days. So I've been bit 4 times in the year that I've been here by this bug. Well, this one bit me on the back of the leg, and the bite, the swelling site is about that big. Lots of stuff happening planetarily, right? Lots and lots of upgrades happening. I talked about this on a live stream last week about that some of our physical bodies are going to have a hard time catching up with this new grid template that just landed on Earth, right? Well, of course, at the time, I'm like, not me. I'm going to be fine. Everybody else might have problems, but you know. And guess who got sick? My outer landscape is a direct reflection of my inner landscape, right? So if I care for and seed and nurture and strengthen and grow what's happening in my inner landscape, then the obvious result is going to be that my outer landscape becomes a reflection of my inner landscape. Welcome to rain. Yeah, I feel like everybody needs a crown. I don't know why you don't have one yet. After I got my first one, I was like, why haven't I had these my whole entire life? This is about owning your royalty. This is about owning your reign. This is about claiming your throne and your place in the world. And you are the monarch. You are the ruler. You are the queen. You're not the princess. You're not the duchess. You're not the fucking countess. You're not the lady. You're the queen, right? And so from this moment, from this minute of this hour of this day, hopefully until well after this program is over, but certainly for the 2 months that we are in this program, you are a queen. And I expect you to treat yourself as such. This idea of, because I have done X, I know better than you. Because I've done this, or because I've accomplished this, or because I have, this licensing, this schooling, this many years practicing as a priestess, this many initiations, that I'm better than you and that you shouldn't, if they're gonna shouldn't you and shame you and tell you what you need to do, I have a huge fucking problem with this. This is the reason why so many people that are having awakenings right now are afraid to step into their purpose work. Okay, so let's talk about the full moon in Sagittarius. In the sign of Sagittarius, that would mean like balancing work and play, making sure that we're making time for adventure, making sure that we're like going out of our way to have opportunities that allow us to have adventure, to seek higher learning, diving in and doing, creating space for ourselves to get the wisdom and the knowledge that we crave and that we desire. What else do you guys got? I'm hungry. Well, that happens too, right? So it's just like, that's the fear and doubt monster, and it serves no purpose and it has no place in your life. So that is why the power of repetition is so important. That is why it is vitally important that in your creation journaling, you're writing, I just make this much money every month from now on, and that's it. There's no other option. That daily you're writing, this is the amount of money that I'm calling in. This is why I'm calling it in. This is how it's going to better my life. This is how it's going to better the people around me. This is how it's going to better my community. This is how it's going to better the world. I now just make this much money every single day. I fucking write my daily income goal at least 3 or 4 times a week in my journal. I think it's really important that you have to switch the mindset, right? You have to shut up the fear and doubt monster. And you don't do that by just writing it once. You don't do that by just deciding on a goal once. Like, you have to shut down those voices. You have to create a stronger neuro pathway than the fear neuro pathway, right? You have to create, no, I just make this much money from now on, and that's it, right? And there is no place for the fear and doubt monster. Like, that's it. The more you do this work, and the more you show up for yourselves, and the more you practice mirror theory, and the more you look at your personal triggers, the more self-responsibility you're going to be able to take. And there's always another layer, right? There's always another layer of self-responsibility, and it will be lifelong work of looking at your own shit. Well, why don't you get down and walk? Look at this. Look at this. Look how crazy this is. Here's Agoon carrying Jack on her back and all his toys and his food. I mean, my Tiny Dictator.